sorry.
Well...
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show.
Alright, welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. We're going to bring our guest, Yannis Papadoupolus of Wardrum in here in just a moment, but first we're going to play a song off of their album, The Messenger. This is called Shelter. We'll be right back.
but never give down.
Thunder Show, Mr. Yannis Papadopoulos of Wardrum. How you doing, bud?
Hello, can everyone hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Awesome.
I can hear you fine, too. Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. How's everything rolling? Good?
Well, now that we got things going a little bit better, things are going all right, man. Sorry about the little technical difficulties to get things rolling here, but we got you on here. We got things going pretty good now.
Well, don't worry. Don't worry at all. It's cool.
Hailing in from Greece, man. It's nice to have somebody around the other side of the world talking to us over here, man. And I want to say thank you for being one of the great people from the other side of this little ball we live on that's keeping metal music alive.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And well, you're actually in Canada right now. What's going on there? I mean, why
for
are you
the time being, I am with my partner in life, Vicky Psarakis. She is recording the new Agonist album. I'm pretty sure you know these guys. They are an awesome speed metal, melodic speed metal band. And since I am a singer as well, I give some input on what she could do here and there. You know how this stuff works. So
exactly.
I'm actually helping her out, giving ideas, and it goes on and on.
So you guys are for people that don't know that the Agonist is they're one of like you said, a melodic speed metal band. They have but she replaced their singer here recently, and I heard the single that they released, and it was good. Mm-hmm. She blew me away with. I didn't know that she could go guttural, but she did.
Oh
it.
yeah.
She did it and made it sound good.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you and her are like the king and queens of metal in that country.
Well, I don't know what anyone says. I think that's an over-exaggeration, but I hope that I don't know, people from our country like what we do, and that it has, a response, a good response. And, well, I think the title is, it pretty much honors me, but I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't accept to say
it's yours for to take it, so accept it and love it and enjoy it. That's right.
Well, it's not so much my style, but,
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't heard anybody scream on an album like the way you do on Messenger. I haven't heard the previous album yet, but I haven't heard anybody scream like that on a new release in a very long time. And I reviewed that album. It's on my blog, williamtelltale.blogspot.com. It's actually on one of the top 10 most viewed blog posts that I've written, and I had nothing but high praise to say for that. And I also took that review and gave an edited version to the website that I write for, Sleaze Rocks. I want to see you guys touring the United States.
We would love that. We would love that. And
I'll tell you what. This is kind of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, maybe get you on a tour with Maiden or Fates Warning or Queensryche or something like that.
Well, I don't know about Queensryche. I think Iron Maiden is a big goal. I think it's not gonna be close. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, but hopefully it will. It's like a dream come true to open for Iron Maiden.
Well, after listening to you guys, I was telling Will that you remind me a lot of Bruce Dickinson in the style you sing, but you have much more of a range, and you're much more melodic than him, but you have that power of, how he tells a story,
Mm-hmm.
You have that in the way that you sing, the way that you come across. And your vocals are ridiculous.
Thank you so much.
Did you get that down there? It's unbelievable.
Well, Bruce Dickinson is one of my biggest influences, and mostly on the attitude and, that stuff, and I think that maybe you can tell that because of that. Yeah,
I believe it because watching the videos that I saw of you, I mean, I can see it in you, just your mannerisms and the way that you are coming across, pushing the vocals, at people. It's awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I am so embarrassed, but I know Bill's name, but I don't know the other host's name. I'm sorry.
I am Kevin Thunder.
Kevin Thunder.
Great.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, Kevin.
He and I have been in quite a few bands over the years. I'm a singer and a guitar player, and he's a bass player. And we played. The last band that we were in was I guess around 1997, 98, lasted about 3 years, and then we kind of went our separate ways and moved to different parts of the country. But I've stayed in touch with this guy. Me and him have known each other since we were 4, and we're 40 now. So.
But you guys hail out of Greece, man, and I cannot pronounce the city you're from. I give it a try, but I don't want to do it injustice. And I'm not even going to try.
Our city, it's called Thessaloniki.
Thessaloniki.
Exactly. It's just spell whatever you see on the screen. It's easier than you think.
Okay. Well, I see you guys are, do you guys have any plans of trying to get over to the U.S. and do anything over here?
If we have what? I'm sorry, I kind of lost it.
I said, do you have any plans of trying to make it over here to the U.S. and do any kind of touring?
Well, there are goals, expectations, and we schedule things, but there is no specific plan on how and when to come to the U.S. and play some gigs. There is mostly plans about Europe, Greece, and but the U.S. is a bit further because
it's a bit far away.
Yeah, it's not so much about the distance, but sometimes it's the financial stuff that even just the tickets for the members to come, it's a big shot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen sooner or later in a couple of years.
Well, and considering that the garbage that's mainstream over here, it's just that's a recurring theme on my blog and on some of the posts that I write on Sleaze Rocks. Just the majority of what's coming out of here that's mainstream is garbage. It's our the United States band, U.S. American bands that are making metal music and touring, you've got Camelot, you've got Fate's Warning, they're back together, Queensryche, you've got a whole laundry list of great bands that are back together and touring. But do they tour here? No, they go over there. Especially Fate's
there
Warning.
Must be a reason for that.
Yeah,
South America has got a big metal fan base.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Brazil and Peru are crazy for heavy metal.
Mm-hmm. Everywhere except for the United States. Japan, they love it. Hell, Japan's even got this little thing with
maybe the biggest heavy metal fan base.
These girls, these teenage girls getting up there and singing pop over death and progressive metal, which is hilarious.
I think Bill, your perspective of the specific matter is that, for example, I think that everything that comes out is actually American. For example, TV series. If we watch American TV series in Greece, either on the TV, but mostly on our computers. We watch Game of Thrones. We watch, I don't know if it's American specific, but I don't know, Breaking Bad, The Wire, Arrow.
Yeah.
Everything is American based, and I think that, for example, when you have Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga, they hail from the U.S. indeed, because that's mostly the stuff that sells, like the games that come out. I think they are mostly American because of the language. I don't know because of what. Like the accent?
I don't know either, but I'll tell you what.
But yeah,
I'd be more than glad to give you guys Justin Bieber, and you can give us metal back.
I wish it was.
We've been trying to get rid of him for years.
I agree. Well, I think other countries have got their shit as well. Like, maybe it's not as popular as Justin Bieber, but for example, Greece has got a lot of crap. I can tell you, a lot of crap.
See, I was going to ask you that. Do you guys have a big
worldwide known? Yeah.
So you guys have a pop scene there that you have the ones that you look at them and like, really, will you please just be quiet? It's not even music.
Well, mostly I can't do like massive generalizations, but mostly yeah. That.
So how big is the metal scene over there? I mean,
in Greece?
Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way: if Iron Maiden come, they're gonna fill whatever stadium you like in Greece. Okay, like it's gonna be no problem at all. But when it comes to local scene, if that's a big problem. Everyone wants to prove that, I don't know, he's better than the other, and there is no actual support of what your fellow is doing. Like, it's
really.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
So you don't have bands that you go and like, okay, well, I'm gonna go hook up with these guys and we're gonna go play a couple shows together. It's really, as we say in the United States, dog eat dog. I mean, all for yourself.
It mostly happens when, for example, when a band wants to play with a similar genre stuff, band. For example, two power metal bands want to play together, and because of they don't want to play by themselves, so they want to support an opening act, whatever. So yeah, they may come together in the same stage, but if they didn't need that, I believe that it wouldn't happen. Like, it's mostly to prove yourself and nothing else. For example,
when we were, go ahead.
Yeah. For example, I can bring an example of, I don't know if you know this guy Pelek from Norway. He is a great singer. He does mostly covers on YouTube of metal songs, but not only. But he gets a lot of views, and he doesn't get almost any dislikes. Let's say that the biggest audience of his is Norwegian, right? But he doesn't have any dislikes in maybe thousands of views. But when I, for example, upload a cover video, I get 5 or more dislikes in one day.
Really?
Yeah, and that's
well, I don't see how, because I saw
when I sign in from my YouTube account, it's all the dislikes are mostly Greek. So that's
really?
Something. Yeah, really.
Well, I'll tell you what, I saw a YouTube cover that you guys did of Painkiller that was phenomenal.
Thank you, Kevin.
And listen to your stuff. One of my favorite songs on your new album, which is a new album, anybody who's out there listens, Messenger, find these guys on YouTube. You can find them on their website at www.wardrum.gr. And the third song on the album, Lady J. Gray, I love how it's got that deep bass in the beginning, just get on, you got the guitar coming over the top of it. It's I love it. Love it.
Thank you, Kevin, so much. It's, personally, I don't have a favorite song from the album, because when I say, for example, it's Travel Far Away, then I listen to Vengeance and I am like, oh my God, I love this song. But then that's what makes a good album for me objectively. Like, if I don't know what to distinguish, then it's a good album. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
I don't want to talk in specifics, But,
And I understand that. I mean, that makes sense. And I'm just saying, it's one that touched me. And I've only listened to the album a few times here, and I'll tell you what, it's almost like a birthday present for Will over here, because he's done nothing but talk about you guys since he found you guys and reviewed your album. He said, you got to hear this band. They're unbelievable. And when he found out you guys you're willing to come on our show, he's like, man, you just wait till you hear this stuff. I mean, It's unbelievable. You have actually 3 albums out already, and you guys been together only since, 2010?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the case. Well,
so you're putting an album out a year.
Exactly, yeah.
That's a lot of work.
It was almost just forming the band and finding the members, And 2011, they had the first album. They hadn't found me yet. Yeah. You got it.
And then 2012. So in 2011, you put out Spade Work, and I've yet to find. Do you have on YouTube stuff from Spade Work and Dissolution on there?
I think there is a lot of stuff on YouTube. You can find almost anything from our.
Well, excellent. I'm going to look into both of those because I'll tell you, Messenger is going to be. It's going to be on my phone and it's going to be in my car everywhere I go.
That's great. That's so great. Thank you, Kip.
Every week something different happens on the show where, and it prompted us to do a Spinal Tap moments segment on the show where we ask our guests about their particular Spinal Tap moments. And I even made a little musical intro.
These go to 11. You can't print that. Spinal Tap, 1 second. What's wrong with being sexy? He died. He died in a bizarre gardening accident. Thousands of people spontaneously combust each year.
Hello, Cleveland! Hello, Cleveland!
So tell us about, some of your on stage mishaps or on the, just crazy stuff that's happened, like falling. Did you fall off a stage? Did you get stuck in a pod while you were opening the song?
Oh,
every band's got them. Let's hear.
Now that you mentioned it, we had a mishap in this tour when we played in Agrinio. It's a city in Greece, and even before the show began, there was this one guy that was so ecstatic about the band, and he was waiting for the show. And when he listened to the first notes of Shelter, what he did was grab the microphone stand and he shook it with so much power that my wireless microphone fell off, and it was kind of broken into pieces, but thankfully it still worked, but the on and off button was lost. So if the microphone was about to turn off, I couldn't reopen it, and now I have to get a straw to open to reach the on-off button. So yeah, lots of stuff can happen, and that's why after that incident, I always have my microphone in my hands and go on stage with the microphone. And I never.
That's right. To get things started before they can get out of hand. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't prevent it. It was inevitable.
I hope that guy got his ass kicked.
Well, he was a big fan and he apologized so many times, but still I have to buy a new replacement kit with spare parts, to have a normal on-off button,
right.
Because I still have to open it with a straw, and that's so
that's
fun.
right.
Oh, one time, and I tell this every so often. We, on this part of the show, we, like I said, Thunder and I were in a band together, and this is in Florida, and we started off as a 5-piece where I was the singer and we had 2 guitar players along with him and a drummer. Now, one of our guitar players didn't like to come to practice. And we had a show coming up, and we had written a new song. And he came to the practice, right before the show, and he's like, "I'll get it. No, don't worry about it. I'll get it." Well, we get up to playing that show, that song, and he didn't have it. And he gets pissed off, and he actually takes his guitar off, throws it down onto the stage, and storms off. Just like Nigel did when they were on the Air Force Base.
Okay. that sounds just wrong.
Yeah, well, it was.
I mean, and being in the band, I mean, you're going to have things that happen. The whole right side of our drummer's drum kit fell off the drum stand.
So many things can happen.
Exactly.
But about what Bill said, I honestly think about you said something about practicing, right, with your fellow bandmates. Well, sometimes it's a big question for people, like, do I have to do that, and how often do I have to do that? Even it has even been a question for some of my former bands, and I think that first of all you have to learn the song to its 105% at home, and when you do that and you can play that fluently, you have to go to the practice room with the other guys, and that applies to every member of the band.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If that happens, then most probably the rehearsal is going to turn out good, and then the gig will be decent as well.
Right. Well, you have to put, just like anything you do, you have to put the time and effort.
Of course.
To be proficient at what you do.
Yeah.
If you agree to practice 3 days a week, then you're going to practice 3 days a week, regardless, unless something comes up, because that's what you all agreed upon. But needless to say, after that show, the band became a 4-piece, and I picked up the guitar and did vocals and guitar, and the band there was a noticeable improvement once that lineup came to be, and everybody who saw us was like, man, you guys sound so much better now that so-and-so's gone and you're on guitar. Wow. It's like so we made the right call by kicking him out.
Yeah.
But
I guess someone who doesn't want to rehearse and put some effort in what you do, then I guess he has to be kicked out.
Yeah, you got to be 100%. You said 105%, and that's right. I mean, especially when it comes to being a musician, it's just like in like in your country. I don't know, is soccer or football big in your country? So is that the big sport in your country?
Yeah,
ours
soccer.
Is American football, So, but even like to be a professional athlete, you got to give that 105% to what your dream and your love is. And the same thing with music. There's 150 million people who want to be that musician, that guy who plays a guitar that people look up to, the Eddie Van Halen. And only a smidgen, or just a small part of that, make it. So you have to put 150% and, day in, day out. I mean, if that's what you love, I mean, why aren't you giving it more?
Exactly.
And I guess he just didn't have that in him. He didn't have what it takes to be in a band.
That's what distinguishes a real musician from a wannabe. And
exactly.
I think it happens in every country, but
absolutely,
the real musicians are those who are making the real Greek scene because they never have the need to tell something bad about someone else because they're doing it right. But the wannabes are those who do the dislikes or whatever they do. I mean, they don't put the 100% effort in what they do, so they have to deteriorate someone else to make them look better. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and that's what mostly
The
happens.
people in the rap scene over here, the definition of, or the word for the definition you just gave is hater. That's what that.
Yeah, but I think it means much more. It's not just hate. It's mostly, first of all, maybe don't like their own lives because maybe I've seen lots of people. I think it's not a coincidence. Lots of people who don't have the work, the job they want, they always wanted. I see people working at Burger King, let's say, working at Starbucks. I don't know, waiter there and waiter there. I'm not saying these jobs are bad, but most probably they're not their dream jobs. So I see lots of these people being haters on YouTube, on Facebook, on whatever. And I personally don't believe that this is a coincidence. I think that they mostly don't like what they do, so they have to be mean about others. That's my
and
personal
it's very
opinion.
insightful. And that is exactly the truth right there. But, you know, you got to look at what your avenues are. You know, it's like Will and I, we played in bands together since the time we were 14 years old, up until the time we were, you know, almost 30 years old. Well, now both of us are in our 40s, and the music scene's kind of out of the way. We both have children, but we still love this thing. We still love metal music. We still love music. So what did we do? We're still following our dream. We're still feeling our love. What we do is we do this radio show right here, and we still get to talk music. We still get to live the dream, still get to be a part of it.
That's awesome.
And, you know, exactly, you know, and so this is what it's about right here. You know, when you have that much passion, that much love for a certain thing, you don't just give up on it. You just keep going.
Of
and
course.
if you have to find a different way to stay with it, you evolve a little bit.
That's the most difficult part, what she just said, because sometimes people say, I want to be a rock star, and that's it. I mean, and if they fail at that, maybe they just become, as I said, for example, waiters at some restaurant, and they forget about music because they didn't make that dream, so they don't what's the word? They don't want to compromise.
They don't follow through. They don't.
Right.
Something else.
They don't want to evolve at all.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Right. And I'm a bartender. I've been in the restaurant business my whole life. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong here. Would I rather been a rock star? Absolutely. But I didn't make it that way, so what do I do to keep my dream alive? I stay with music. I still play. I still talk about it all the time. You know, I'm the guy on the radio. I'm the guy that's bringing you and the music that you might not hear. That's the one thing I love about having this show, especially having you on a show like this. It's like, listen, guys, it's still out there. You're from Greece and have a kick-ass band that the guy down the road might have never heard of, and I get to bring that to him.
Absolutely.
That's it's mostly about what you think and how honest you are to yourself.
Absolutely.
I'm not done yet. I'm going to be. I'm going to put together another band at some point in the future, and even if we're just up there playing Iron Maiden covers, I don't care. I'm not going to try and make it big or anything like that, but I do miss performing. And
so do I. I want to do that too.
But once I lose all the weight that I gained when I quit smoking, then I'll be ready to do it. But you never smoked, did you?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, never.
And you can tell that by listening to the way you sing.
Well, even my speaking voice is quite high, I guess. So, it's not.
Well, I'm on the exact opposite spectrum, and I smoked for almost 30 years, and that's why you don't smoke right there. You'll never make it as a singer unless you want to sing Crash Test Dummy covers.
Well, yeah, I can see the difference. I mean, between maybe my talking voice and yours, Kevin. I can tell.
It's a little different. I'd much rather have yours. I guarantee you that.
Thank you.
Well, I've always,
as a bass player, it's always been my dream to also be a singer. Which, I mean, I don't want to be the guy in the background. I want to be that guy right there. And I never was in the background. I was always the crazy one that would jump off the stage, and I was always in the front.
Well, when you're a bass player, I mostly think that it is your duty to do so, because mostly in heavy metal, you don't play so much difficult stuff, so you have to make up for it. And the best way is to be crazy on stage.
Wow.
What?
That was like a sword. I mean, well, it depends on the bass player. I mean, I played some difficult stuff as a bass player. I'm just kidding.
I spoke generally in heavy metal. No,
I know what you're saying. No, but seriously, you're not doing the runs like a guitar player. You're not playing, as eccentric stuff, which that's what I think a real bass player is anyway. Have you heard of the bass player Billy Sheehan?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, I don't think he's a real bass player. I think he's a guitar player with 4 strings. He's always running and doing, solos. A true bass player is like Steve Harris, who just jamming on the bass and keeping things between the guitar and the drums copacetic.
Yeah.
And that's why you have time to bang your head and get the crowd crazy and wild and have fun with it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
well,
it's
always a matter of aspect, a matter of perspective, but that's kind of my opinion as well. It always depends on the kind of music. For example, if it is jazz, then you need a bass player closer to Sheehan rather than Steve Harris. But when it comes to heavy metal, it's like straight heavy metal. I guess it's you want to hear the bass a little bit, you want to feel it, and then wants to punch people in the face with it. Mm-hmm. It's just you're right.
Phoenix. That song's one of my favorite songs on the album because of the fact that the music on it is awesome, but the lyrics I've always kind of personally identified with the Phoenix, because that's kind of like the story of my life basically. It's like I don't hit happy mediums. I rise to the top of my game and then I fall down and crash and burn and have to pull myself back up again. And that's the story of my life, of every phase of my life. There's no in between. It's always up, down, and so I've kind of always identified with the Phoenix.
That's great.
I mean, well, not really. I'd rather just have a happy medium. But
well, I hope that the specific song reflects to other people as well, because even in the worst phase of your life, you always have to get up, pick up your pieces, and get stronger. And that's exactly what Phoenix is talking about.
All right, well, let's play it. This is Phoenix by Wardrum off of the album Messenger. We'll be right back on the Will and Thunder Show.
There are so many
right, welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That was Phoenix by the band Wardrum from Greece.
Wardrum in general have wanna get a message across about life and how you have to seize the day. It may sound like a cliche, but I think that's what most people know in theory but fail to do in practice. Because yeah.
Well put there. Well put.
Thank you. The name Wardrum actually is not so literal as it sounds. It's mostly the drum of life that beats in everyone's mind and heart, and that when you have some dreams, you have to pursue them. And well, for example, you may have a temporary job, and you take up that job because you want to reach goal A, but the routine absorbs you sometimes and you lose track. You know what I mean?
You get stuck.
So,
you
get stuck there, and you compromise and say, oh, well, I'm good with this job. I can stick to that. And you forget your dreams. And that's what kind of happened with the founding member of Wardrum, and then he had that snap, that click in his mind, and then he formed Wardrum to talk about that thing and how you have to get yourself out of that mess and build up again.
Get yourself out of that hole, pull yourself up, and that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
So which is awesome because I'm sorry.
No.
A lot of music nowadays, especially when you get to metal music, is so dark. It's so dark-sided, and that right there. I mean, you have a true message that you're trying to get across with it too.
Yeah. Well, you said about dark. Well, if it is dark, but it wants to show a contrast with what's happening and what has to happen, then I agree. But in my opinion, heavy metal was formed back in the day because people wanted to express their feelings about shit that's going on in their life and how they have to fight against it. And, that's a bright message out there. So
just like the punk genre.
If someone goes against that direction, it's not so metal to me. I mean, the music may sound like metal, but the message is not a heavy metal fan's mentality. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
I do.
Sabbath, like Black Sabbath, for example. A lot of people, they had that dark, gloomy music, and quite frankly, that scared the crap out of a lot of people. And a lot of people branded them, because they had their scary album covers, branded them as a satanic band. Did they sing about the devil? Yeah, they did. But like Ozzy said in an interview, he's like, we have songs where we talk about the devil, but we're talking more along the lines of he's somebody you might want to be afraid of or might want to stay away from. But the imagery that was being used was basically what was going on in Ozzy's life or Geezer Butler's life or Tony Iommi or whatever, and that's just kind of how it came out, and they kind of set the tone with it. Same thing with Judas Priest. I mean, Ronnie James Dio especially. A lot of Dio's lyrics. I mean, they sound dark, but they have like a hidden meaning to them.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about. Of course, you don't have to be bright clear in what you mean in your lyrics, but still, it has to. I think it's gotta get a message across. Either it is from your life, for example, the darkness of your life, but even that hides the other side, which is I kind of want to get out of this darkness. So I think that when you get absolutely pessimistic, I think that's when you lose the point.
When I first discovered you guys, it was right after I found out that Todd LaTorre had become Queensryche's lead singer. And Todd LaTorre, I knew of him because I've been a fan of Crimson Glory since the 80s. Midnight was one of my...
He's a heavy metal icon, and
he's one. I consider him the top I think he has the best voice. He definitely has the most unique heavy metal voice out there. But Todd La Torre replaced him after he died, and he was able to really nail those all of the great Crimson Glory songs. And actually, my favorite Crimson Glory song is "Mask of the Red Death." And
mine too.
When I was looking for songs on YouTube of Todd La Torre singing with Crimson Glory, I came across that. I'm like, okay, let's hear this guy. And I was just like, holy crap! He's a little more raspy, a little more rasp in the voice than Midnight, but this guy's got it. and I even kind of I know somebody who knows somebody who knows the band. I'm like, and I even forwarded them that, and this was before I'd heard Wardrum. And I forwarded them that video of you singing "Mask of the Red Death," and I was just like, okay, get this to John Drenning. He needs to hear this guy. They need to get him in the studio right now, record the album, and start touring. but unfortunately, that never happened. But Messenger and Transcendence are right there neck and neck as far as skill and talent, in my opinion. After hearing Messenger, I do kind of, I rank those two albums as equal, and it's like, you know what, I don't want to hear.
That's an honor. Thank you.
It is an honor, and I'm honored to be able to say that and mean it, because of the fact that in order to say that, then guess what? It has to be true, and you have to be able to back it up when you say something like that. And I can back it up, and I've played, I've sent people copies, links to songs on YouTube that I've said that to, and they're like, yeah, I agree. These guys are awesome.
Thank you so
much. What exactly is the song Messenger about?
Well, the self-titled one, the Messenger, you said?
Yeah.
It's mostly about, there's this guy, maybe he could be the one on the cover of the artwork, that delivers the message of life, and which is the chorus that when we live to die fighting for all the things we believe, wishes come true. That's the lyrics of the chorus, and that's kind of the general message that Wardrum and this album want to get across. So
right now I have to give a little...
mostly about what this song talks, and
Well, let's go ahead and hear it. This is Messenger by Wardrum on the album Messenger. We'll be right back on the Will and Thunder Show.
What we make, no, it's for the
All right, welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That, of course, was The Messenger by Wardrum, the title track of their current album. Awesome song, man.
Well, there's a video there's a lyric video that you guys put out for After Forever, and I try not to, there's all that stuff out there and everything, but I try not to advertise that stuff unless it's put out directly by the band. And
I hear you. You're right. My bad.
I get your point. Yeah.
Because, and in fact, when I, on my, when I ask people to tell us where they can find their stuff, I'd rather have them give out their personal website to where they can order the album directly from you. That way, you get more than just a few cents off of it if people get it from Amazon or something.
Yeah, we get the full price because we deliver the CD. Exactly.
Right.
And you can order both CDs from our official website.
Shout out to Miss Elaine Kilmer. She's been in the chat room, like literally from the beginning of the show, and she is through that whole debacle and everything that happened.
Oh, really?
Giving guys props. Yeah, she's listening. She even heard that debacle at the beginning of the show, but she stuck. She stayed there. She stayed on.
Wow! Thank you so much, Elaine. Nice to have you here.
Yeah, so she's a trooper. She loves Wardrum, and she actually said that she ordered all 3 of the Wardrum albums from their website, and that the turnaround time from the website was a lot faster than what you would get on like Amazon or something like that. So I'm just going to give a shout out to her.
Do you have all 3 albums on your website?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Which the website is www.wardrum.gr.
Exactly. It's a pretty easy site to surf on.
Yeah, access it popped right up. The access is really easy on. And if you guys are out here listening, you guys want to call in and talk to Yannis, the phone number is 646-716-6135. So don't be scared. Call in.
Or they can Skype in, but you're on your own. The procedure is posted on the Facebook page for tonight's show on how to Skype in. If you want to, go ahead. If not, don't worry about it.
If not, go fuck yourself.
That's right. That's right. And that's the greatest thing about having internet radio. We don't have to deal with what in this country we call the FCC, which is the one that regulates real radio, and you can't use certain words. So you're right. Here on the internet radio, we can say what we want. So, yeah, go fuck yourself. Bunch of pussies.
It's the internet, so we don't care.
That's right.
I guess.
All right, and I'm just going to throw this out here real quick, guys. If you're listening here, they got 3 albums out. Their latest one's called Messenger. The one before that's called Dissolution, and the first one's called Spadework. So, I mean, check these guys out, man. If you want to hear some good metal music, you got 3 albums right there that can rock your car ride to work back and forth for a long time right there.
Kevin, you should probably be on a big radio station because you've got that low, deep radio voice. And
people tell me that all the time.
Oh yeah, right now you sounded like a good radio jingle, right? Did I say right?
That's right. And today only, you can get Messenger for $19.95 if you call now.
Well, that's why I asked him. That's why I chose him over anybody else. I mean, the show is kind of like my brainchild and everything, but I don't have the compelling I'm Mr. Radio voice. I have the
he's got the voice.
I mean, my voice is a little bit deeper than yours, but not much.
Yeah.
And guess what? I've got a face of radio, too. No one can see this mug right here while I'm talking. I sound pretty.
Awesome.
Yeah, I as far as my talking voice, I tell people that I have a talking voice made for newsprint.
You do, absolutely.
Well, thanks a lot.
I'm just kidding, Will. Will, I love you. I wouldn't have anybody else as a host with me on this show right here.
Well, it's the Will and Thunder show.
I know that. Oh, we did. Look. Just because your name's first doesn't mean that you run this gig. Slow down a second here.
Do we want to go there?
But one thing I noticed on some of the YouTube videos that you had out there, the recording company's called Steel Galaxy.
Steel Gallery, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gallery. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it said Galaxy. That's my bad. Well, now is this actually like are you guys signed by them, or are you guys still open, or you guys contracted with them, or?
Well, actually, it's the most mainstream, as I don't know if I can call it a way, mainstream prog metal label in Greece. But the thing is that we've actually got a contract, but it's not the tight kind of contract that should restrain us from finding a more well-known label. Like like Epic Records.
Yeah, so Epic. Well, it used to be Epic or whatever. Yeah. So, well, that's cool.
We're not gonna.
So you're still out there looking for the bigger, better thing a little bit.
Well, it's one of the things we have to do because good or bad, you have to be on a well-known label to be known, like worldwide.
Oh, absolutely. Now I have a question with your albums.
Do everything on yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Now with your albums, are they worldwide distributed, like to music stores here in the United States, or is everything just, kind of local? You guys sell your own CDs through your website. Do you have any distribution throughout, maybe the United States? Someone could go find you in a music store somewhere.
It's surely not just local. I don't know about the U.S. I'm pretty sure about Europe, and we got a Japan edition of Messenger lately as well. So I can be certain of Europe and Japan, but I don't know yet about the U.S. I'm not the person to tell you that. I cannot be certain. But it's surely not local, not just local. Mm-hmm.
Probably have to go to...
The good thing is that we have internet on our side about that. We can...
that's the greatest thing about...
eBay. Yeah, we can...
Which is one of the greatest things about this day and age. It's also one of the worst things. You can find so much great music because of the internet, but because of the internet, there's so much garbage out there too. You got a kid who's 15 years old who just bought a guitar and learned Stairway to Heaven or Smoke on the Water, and it's already on YouTube.
Yeah, and with with $200 audio interface and microphone, you can pull out a great mix and sound awesome and get viral, just by being at your place, which is both a good thing, but it's also an initiative, a motive for people to try and get famous. So not everyone is always good at it, so that's why we have so much garbage, as you said, as well.
Right.
Well, and another
also,
thing, you don't have to put the work in anymore.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, real quick, Will. You don't have to put the work in anymore. You don't have to go to the clubs and play, every weekend for, 3-4 years and get a fan base. It's already there, And then when you go to a club and try and play a gig, you're so scared because you're not behind a computer screen.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, and it's a two-sided coin because you may have, for example, 10,000, let's say, subscribers on YouTube, but if you do a show in the most popular place that you got the subscribers from, you may still not have many people on your show because it's different to be a fan on the internet and being a physical fan. Hopefully.
I'm constantly finding bands on other bands out there that are from that part of the world, and I'm reviewing them on my blog. The guy that runs Sleaze Rocks, he kind of tends to push the guys, the bands from over in Europe, the metal bands, my way, because that's kind of what I'm into at this point in my life as a heavy metal fan. So, I mean, if you've got friends out there that are in bands as well that have got an album or two out that's really good and want to be on the show, want a little bit of American exposure, by all means, send them our way.
Of course. I think I've got lots of stuff in mind now that you mentioned. And, yeah, I could do that definitely, like show you a list of bands that you could check out, listen to them, and if you like them, you could invite them to your show. Of course.
Absolutely, and I would even, do write-ups of these people on my blog too, because that's what I'm trying to do here. I mean, if you've looked at my blog, you'll see that I kind of sound off on like political issues and stuff like that. Well, I'm phasing that back, and I'm kind of becoming more of just having to do with heavy metal and the entertainment business and stuff like that. I mean, I'll still throw something out about my life, but I'm not really going to be doing politics anymore. Which,
yeah.
And I'll keep
they're only nationwide anyway, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in Greece or wherever, they don't care about what I think about our idiot president. Oops. So
all right. Well, so next week we won't have a show because I'm just kidding. Careful what you say there, buddy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're listening. Well, that's why on my new laptop, you know what? I think that's what happened. They finally figured out how to shut me down, and it was the government that caused the train wreck.
Oh my goodness! Here we go. But anyway,
so you tell us about the other guys in the band and everything, because all four of you guys are phenomenal musicians, and I just in my blog I mentioned I basically mentioned that, and like for example on my blog review of your of the album, I basically said that if your guitar player never gets a call from Trans-Siberian Orchestra, then it's a crime or something like that. Something along those lines. I'm basically putting him up in. Yeah, I'm basically putting him up there. Well, the whole band up there in the categories with, Crimson Glory, Sabotage. Even up there with. I mean, your music is every bit as talented as Dream Theater, but it's easier to listen to than Dream Theater, which to me that makes for better music. I mean, you go to a Dream Theater concert, who's there? The opening act and their girlfriends and other musicians. That's it.
Well, I guess they've got a big crowd, but maybe it's mostly men and girls who know another day, and I don't know, wait for sleep.
Yeah.
But
right.
I think that, in my opinion, I could listen to more kinds of accessible music, and I think Wardrum are much more accessible than Dream Theater. Like, we don't have 10-minute songs. We have mostly 5-minute or 6-minute songs, but that's it.
Yeah.
I usually don't like to compare kinds of music, bands, singers, whatever, because in the end I just see that it's a matter of taste, and I cannot judge someone for his taste. I can just agree or disagree with them, but that's
right.
it.
Well, I'm not saying that one band is better than another, unless I mean, like for example, well, is Wardrum better than Sabotage? Well, you know what? I rank them up there together. But somebody else might not. Somebody might think you're better. Somebody might think you're worse. Is Wardrum better than Justin Bieber? You better fucking believe it.
There's no comparison there, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
Off your pants, you little shit. I just want to. You know what? I'm going to start my own charity. And you know what I'm going to do? You know how some people buy shoes for people in Africa because these kids have to walk to school with no shoes? I'm starting a charity for belts. So in Greece, if you could get me a bunch of belts, send them to America so we can get these people to pull up their frickin' pants. I'm so sick of the world seeing us walking around with our drawers hanging out. Thank you.
The sound.
It's a worldwide cause, and it's a good cause.
Yes, it is.
I agree.
So, on the Travel Far Away video, which we'll play Travel Far Away here in a few minutes. And you're in a hockey rink with a guy playing hockey. Is he a random guy? Is he a roadie? Is he somebody's brother? What? Who's that?
Actually, our drummer has got his brother who works as a coach for the hockey team, and these two kids are in the hockey team. So yeah, that's why we have them in the video clip, and I think it's the only ice rink we have. I don't know, the only indoor ice rink we have in Thessaloniki. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's what it is. And we actually, the idea first came into Stereo's mind, and it was like, maybe we could try that. And at first we were like, how could this possibly work? Like, we are in Greece and we don't even have I don't know if we have a professional international hockey team. So, but apart from that, we were thinking about how it could work in a video clip. And then we put it together piece by piece, thinking about how the band could blend in with the players and vice versa. And then it worked. We did it, and it looked cool in the camera, So
yeah. But Miss Elaine Kilmer says that she thought you guys did a great job of not falling down on the ice when you guys were shooting the Travel Far Away video, especially with the guitars in your hand.
Yeah, that was a bit of a bitch. It was kind of difficult because it was slippery and all. But it was better than we expected, so it kind of worked out well in the end.
Oh, the video looks great. I mean, I was really impressed with how good it looked. I mean, especially especially with how smooth you guys were. And that was when I first noticed that the guitar player uses his fingers, and he must.
Yeah,
he must
it's the first proper video showcasing that skill. So yeah.
I only know of two other guitar players, period, that do it. That would be Richie Coatzin from the Winery Dogs, and of course Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits.
Yeah, I think that's the most well-known example of male picking. Yeah. And I'm damn proud of this video clip because, for example, here in Canada, I've shown it to a bunch of people, and all of them were like, "Wow, hockey!"
Oh yeah, they love hockey
quite
in Canada.
Impressed. Yeah, it's all about hockey in Montreal.
Oh, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Here we've got
in Canada.
Here we've got football, and we love football, and to me, soccer, which is what the rest of the world calls football, that's just a bunch of guys kicking around a polka dotted ball.
Well, soccer's okay. Don't get me wrong, or what you guys call football, and we just have this. We have a love with the American football. We love it. I mean, here in this country, if you don't like football, they're going to deport you to somewhere else. I don't care if you were born or raised here. It's like, it's football. But I mean, the majority of the world, the sport of the world is football. It is soccer.
Right.
Yeah,
but Canada's hockey, we're football. I mean, and then, of course, Russia's hockey as well. I mean, you get into the northern parts. I mean, that's huge hockey as well.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but,
truth be told, when I grew up and learned English, I knew soccer as football because I didn't know of the other sport. But since there is another sport called football, and there is no alternative word for that, I guess it's got to be soccer and football to distinguish them, right? So when I talk with people, I call it soccer because I have to make it clear,
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, when you guys tour, try to tour sometime between September and January, and you'll be able to see some what we call football. You guys toured the
It's
United
rugby.
States.
It's rugby, but the people look like knights. They have helmets and pads on, like knights.
He knows what.
It's like a mix between. I'm joking. Thank you. I was trying to be funny. It wasn't working, so thanks for stopping me. But anyway.
Well, are there any other songs that you guys are going to be making videos for?
We've got another video clip coming up, maybe in September, but I don't think I am in the position to reveal that yet. I guess it's better off being a surprise until then.
There you go.
Or until further notice, you know.
Well, Will was asking earlier about your different members of the band, and everybody's phenomenal.
We forgot that section. Yeah.
You're on guitar, and once again, forgive my pronunciation. See if I can do this. Is it Costa Vereto?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, Vereto.
And on bass, Costas Skandalis.
Exactly. There you go.
I'm doing pretty good here. Drums?
Oh, yeah, you are. You are. And on drums is Stergios Kourou.
Kourou. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are all phenomenal. How did you guys find each other? And, I mean, what was the process of you guys getting this band together? Were you guys in different bands and kind of knew each other and, you know, just decided, well, let's do this and then, you know, pick up the guitar player? How did it all start?
Well, the story began from Stergios and Kostas Skandalis, they are the oldest members of the band. They are in their 40s, and they had this band called Horizon's End back in the 90s, like 97, I don't know, and they were bandmates for a long, long time. And then they had around 2003, they got Costa Vereto as a guitar player in that band. So that's how these guys came together. But then they were friends and bandmates for lots of years. And then in 2010, they got their first lead singer, Piero Leporale, who's an Italian amazing singer. He sang actually for Ole John Roth and a Deep Purple tribute band. Well, anyway, and the owner of Steel Gallery knew me because I am signed with another band there, Until Rain. So he knew me, and when they got some problems because of the distance with Piero, they thought of replacing him. So they got to the guy from Steel Gallery, and he was like, "Oh, guys, I've got this kid. He's so good. You should check him out." And well, I wasn't that good back then, as I am now. I constantly improve and try to improve. But anyway, yeah, he suggested me as a singer, and they tried me out, and I guess it worked.
Oh, very cool. So Travel Far Away was actually written about trying to rehearse with the original singer.
I'm sorry?
the song Travel Far Away was actually written about trying to rehearse with the original singer.
I don't think so. But
that was
yeah. I know you're kidding, yeah. Well, the previous singer was a pretty good one, but it's quite different, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, we'll let everything be as it is, and the gods lined all the planets up because you guys are fantastic together. And I'm really impressed with every aspect of your music. Your guitar player is amazing, and it's nice to hear that, you know, the whine and the squeal of the guitars. Bass players, I mean, just straight solid, awesome bass player. The drums, I'm a big Dream Theater fan, and I love Mike Portnoy. I love his style. You guys have a killer drummer. That really makes a lot of the metal band to me.
Yeah,
is how the drummer
sure.
plays, and you know the speed of it, and on top of that, you know, little offbeats here and there, and then of course, I mean, your vocals are out of this world, in my opinion.
Thank you so much.
So when you guys are a 4-piece, but when you tour, you're a 5-piece. Why is there any reason for that, or do you guys do you guys just why isn't there? Because you can't playing those. You have to have 2 guitar players on the road to play the stuff that's on Messenger.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
why not just add a 5th member of the band and have him contribute and stuff?
That is a good question, actually, and the reason it hasn't been done so far is because the 5th member, if he were to be a permanent member, like a recording member, it's awkward because he hasn't composed yet something for Wardrum, or he doesn't need to record something for the band because Costa composes the songs or Stereos, so they are the guys who record it. So why make another one play it while Costa Breton can do all that stuff? You know what I mean? It's
he
records everything. So
right. That way you don't have another person's influence in there. You like the way that your guitar player writes everything, and he writes both parts, the rhythm and the leads. It's easier to have someone come in and play the rhythms while he covers over the lead, while he plays the leads, than it is to have another member in there and try to throw their influence into what you guys already know is good.
Yeah, kind of like that, because it's like you have to get a consistency of the sound. If one guy is to play a song by itself, then even a different hand can give different sound. You know what I mean? It's not all about the guitar and the amp. So
and a perfect
you have to
marriage
have
like
a consistent sound in the album.
A perfect marriage like Adrian Smith and Dave Murray, or KK Downey and Glenn Tipton. Those are very rare and few and far between.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, of course. Well, yeah, and touring is...
And you know, and that's very understandable. And that's a lot of things that people who aren't musicians, who love music, who listen to music, don't understand that ramification of bringing another set of ideals into a band. If you just have a guy who, look, I mean, I'm a studio guitar player. I'll come in here and record with you, or I'll go on the road with you. I'm not here for any influence. It's totally different than having another person who thinks they have a hand in the band.
Yeah. It
would be the same thing as bringing another singer in with you and going, no, you need to sing it this way so we can harmonize this way. No, this is the way it is. This is the way it is. This is the way I wrote it, and this is the way it goes.
Exactly.
So these are the backups that you have to sing. Exactly. And that's truly understandable. And as I said, that's one of those little things that, as a listener, people may not understand.
Yeah, exactly. And we've talked to our touring member, whose name is Kostas, again, Vaporevis, and it's like he's so much into the band, he loves the band, and that's why he's as permanent as it gets. Like, he always is on tour with us when we tour. So it's not that he has a problem, but I guess that when the time comes that maybe he composes a song or he wants to record a solo of his own, maybe then he will, of course, be in the booklet and as a full member, as a second guitarist. But maybe another aspect is that Costa Breton is such... It's like he's teacher, and he's a trademark guitarist for me because, you know, he's probably the only metal guitarist that I know of who plays with his nails instead of a pick. So...
And, you know, and I love
you've
that.
Got to use that stuff and not water it down with normal guitar stuff. You know,
right.
At least in the album.
When you take a guitar player who can play like that with his nails and play with his fingers like that, I mean, that's you know, the classical style of playing guitar.
Sure.
And to have someone who can play like that.
Just to let everybody know, we have about 3 minutes of airtime left.
Well, one thing I want to do before everybody gets off the air is I want to thank you, Yannis, for being on the show with us tonight, and just want to thank you for the great music that you guys are putting out right now. It's been amazing to have you on here and to be able to talk with you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Kevin and Bill. Thank you, guys. It's been my pleasure. Okay, I'm gonna be short. So I just want to thank everyone who watched, who listened to the whole show, and who follows Wardrum. And for everything else that you want to find, you can always check out the web because everything is out there these days. You can check out our official YouTube channel, our official website, and everything. Just type Wardrum on Google maybe, and you will find everything you need. Thank you so much.
Well, Yaris, once again, thank you.
Sorry.
Hey, everybody, that's Yannis Papadoupolus. That's the lead singer for the great band from Greece called Wardrum. If you want to find their stuff, buy it straight from them at www.wardrum.gr. Man, these guys are fantastic. Got 3 albums out there. Spadework, Dissolution, Messengers, the one we played for you tonight. These guys are phenomenal. Thank you for being so gracious tonight. We appreciate you being on the show. And we're going to keep up with you guys and keep seeing what's going on. And maybe we'll get you back on the show and talk with you a little more a little later down the line.
All right. Why not? I'd be honored. Thank you.
Well, we're honored to have you on our show, man.
Thank you for coming on. We've appreciated it. I've been excited about this show. And, of course, like I was saying before, it goes up and it goes down, which is I'm all hyped up about doing this show, and then right as the show starts, boom!
It's no big deal, though. You know what? We worked everything through everything, and we got you out there, man, and we love having you guys on here, man. It's been phenomenal.
Yes, sir.
My pleasure, guys.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us, and we'll see everybody next week.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
All right, this is Travel Far Away by Wardrum.
Reach for the top.
Thank you for listening to the Will and Thunder Show. The band that's going to take us out is Beyond the Fade from Charlotte, North Carolina. You can find them at Beyond the Fade at Twitter and also at Facebook, Beyond the Fade. The song's called Lights Out, and they're going to take us out. Thank you for listening to the Will and Thunder Show. We'll be back next week, same time, 10 p.m. Eastern till midnight, with another awesome guest for you. Later.